Long ago, there was a thriving and prosperous kingdom called the Kingdom of Ila, ruled by King Ade and Queen Kemi. Ila was known for its breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and the legendary enchanted forest that bordered its lands. Prince Tunji, the noble and kind-hearted son of King Ade and Queen Kemi, was loved by all. He was not only a brave warrior, but also a compassionate soul who often ventured into the enchanted forest, drawn by its mystery and beauty. One fateful day, Prince Tunji stumbled upon a unique-looking rose deep within the enchanted forest. It was the only one of its kind, and it sparkled. It exuded an aura of magic. Unaware of the curse and filled with curiosity, Prince Tunji plucked the rose, and at that instant he fell into an eternal sleep, bound by the rose's enchantment. At nightfall, Queen Kemi, noticing the prince had not returned to the palace, alerted the king. "My lord, Prince Tunji has not returned to the palace since he left, though." What do you mean he hasn't returned? I will send the royal guards to search for him immediately. I will make sure no harm comes to him," the king said. This created an uproar in the kingdom, as the prince, who was the heir to the throne and deeply loved by all, especially by his father, King Ade, was nowhere to be found. The king sent out his royal guards. They searched the kingdom of Ila, far and wide, all to no avail. They even went as far as searching neighboring kingdoms, but it yielded no results. Years passed, and Adunni, a brave and kind-hearted girl from another kingdom far away from Ila, entered the enchanted forest. She was brave and kind-hearted. She had come from a kingdom which had been defeated during the Great War. Its people were suffering, as all their possessions had been stolen from them during the war. Determined to save her people from poverty, she ventured into the enchanted forest in search of the legendary rose, which she had heard so much about. No one else had bothered to search for the legendary rose, as some did not believe it had the power to restore all that was stolen from the land if handled correctly. Others had heard of its curse and were too afraid. Adunni discovered the sleeping prince in the depth of the forest. She quickly remembered the curse of the rose when she saw the prince laying helplessly on the ground with the mystical rose in his hand. She wondered what had brought him to the forest and why he had plucked the rose. She felt sorry for him, and when she took a closer look at him, she saw the crown on his head and realized that he was a prince. She decided to try to help him, but was not sure how to. She held him in her hands and began to sing a song her grandmother sang to her as a child. She always sang the song whenever she felt helpless. She had a beautiful voice. As she sang, the enchanted forest sparkled more intensely. The trees came to life. The rose in Prince Tunji's hands sparkled till it became as bright as the sun. As it sparkled, it began spinning in the air. Adunni was surprised and stopped singing because of how shocked she was. The rose suddenly stopped spinning and fell down to the ground, and the brightness disappeared as she stopped singing. She quickly realized that the song was the key to unlocking the rose, and she continued singing. The rose began spinning in the air and shining brightly again. Suddenly, it transformed into a beautiful woman. "Why have you disturbed my rest? What do you want?" I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb your rest, Adunni said. Adunni was scared as she had never seen anything like that before. Please, I came to find the rose so that it can restore all that was stolen from my people. Do you not know that anyone who plucks the rose will not live to see the next day? The woman shouted angrily at Adunni. I know, that is why I didn't pluck the rose. The prince did. I beg you, please don't hurt me, and please forgive the man, Adunni pleaded. I will do anything you want me to, please. The woman was moved by Adunni's selflessness and bravery. She didn't care only for herself, but also cared about a person she had never met before. The woman decided to grant Adunni's wish and restore all that was stolen from Adunni's kingdom and give Prince Tunji a second chance to live. Prince Tunji woke up and was surprised to see that he was still in the forest with a strange girl standing in front of him. Adunni explained all that happened to Prince Tunji as he was so confused and didn't remember anything after touching the rose. Prince Tunji thanked Adunni and asked her to follow him to his kingdom. Adunni hesitated for a while, but she was drawn to Prince Tunji and didn't want to leave him, as she didn't know if she would ever see him again, so she followed him. Prince Tunji could not help but notice how beautiful Adunni looked as they walked back to his kingdom. As they entered the kingdom of Ila, as soon as the people saw Prince Tunji, King Ade and Queen Kemi were alerted. Everyone in the kingdom rejoiced. King Ade threw a party to celebrate the return of Prince Tunji. After the celebration, Prince Tunji introduced Adunni to King Ade and Queen Kemi. They fell in love with Adunni after hearing how she had helped save Prince Tunji's life. Prince Tunji expressed his feelings for Adunni and asked her to marry him. Adunni was surprised as it was all happening very quickly, but she had also fallen in love with Prince Tunji, so she said yes. Queen Kemi was excited to finally have a daughter-in-law, and they began the wedding preparations. Adunni remembered her people and told Prince Tunji all that had happened and how she had ventured into the enchanted forest to try to save her people from poverty. Prince Tunji spoke to the king about this, and they immediately sent food, gold, and clothes to Adunni's kingdom. However, when the guards Adunni and Prince Tunji arrived, they saw that the land was filled with surplus food and gold. Everyone was dressed beautifully and looked happy. Adunni realized that the woman from the enchanted forest had granted her wish to save her people from poverty, and she was grateful for this. The guards took the gifts King Ade had sent to the palace and handed them over to the king, who was pleasantly surprised and was pleased with Adunni after hearing all that she had done to help her people. The king awarded Adunni and her family with a royal title, and her family became respected throughout the land. Adunni's family were excited when they found out she was getting married to Prince Tunji. Her grandmother was proud of her for her bravery and selflessness. Adunni returned to Ila with Prince Tunji and his guards. They had a lavish wedding ceremony. Adunni's family and both kings were present to celebrate with them, and they lived happily ever after. The story of Prince Tunji and Adunni teaches us that true love sees beyond appearance and social status. It also teaches us the importance of kindness and selflessness.